Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're starting a little bit later than advertised, but we are rolling on with Fallout. You'll recall that we left off at the Zion Ranger Station, where we need to find some medical supply kits. Looks like we got bark scorpions in here.
Like the shadow of a ghost.
My boys did it last night. They avalanche with the wind to stay in the series. Got a locked gun case buried behind the couch over here. Morning, Tim. Morning, St. Louis Rocker. How you guys doing?
Why do you carry all those bottle caps anyway? They jangle like crazy.
Fortunately, we still haven't found the mod that makes Follows Chalk just shut the fuck up. Well, I'm sure it's actually out there. The more accurate statement is I haven't looked for it or installed it. There's an average locked footlocker. Let's see what's inside. Contaminated medical supply kit. This medical supply kit is mostly intact. Excuse me. Ugh. This medical supply kit is mostly intact, but several of the sterile bandages have been broken open and the disinfectant bottle is leaking. You can try to salvage what's there, or you can find replacements for the contaminated components. Alternately, you can use alcohol to re-sterilize the bandages. Medicine 30 or greater required. Leave it alone, salvage the supply kit, replace the contaminated components, sterilize with alcohol, or take the incomplete kit with you. Let's get some alcohol and re-sterilize it, because there's some somewhere here in the station. Find turpentine for the supply kit, find duct tape for the supply kit. Optional, find whiskey, vodka, or scotch to sterilize the supply kit. Looks like we found turpentine, we found duct tape. And we found alcohol, so we'll go right back over and sterilize it in just a minute. Let's pop open the easy locked ammo box first. Let's drink that sunset sarsaparilla, like I usually do. Alright, now let's sterilize it. With some high-proof alcohol, you could sterilize the kit rather than replace components. Requires 1 scotch, 1 vodka, 1 whiskey. Let's sterilize it. Quest added, Deliverer of Sorrows. Quest completed, Tourist Trap. morning, Keck. Morning, John. Morning, Tim. Nice to see all of you. Thanks for joining me.
Well then, let's get to trading.
Alright, follows. I'm going to have you haul some stuff. So that we can fast travel away and offload. Got something over here. It is probably close enough. That sounds like a Yowboy. Lunch breaks in Belgium, breakfast time in Missouri. I'm very happy you could both join me. Thanks for being here. Alright. Off to the Angel Cave for an offload. Let me see what my new objective is. Bring the supplies you've gathered to Daniel in the Narrows.
So I finally get to explore all those taboo places without the other scouts yelling at me? Can't wait.
Hold on.
Well then, let's get to trading.
Don't think... Oh, no, 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 no. We can't do that. Oh, shoot. I hate accidentally pressing take all. That is the worst. No, sorry, we're gonna have to do this again. You think you've gotten through to the counter, but you haven't. There we go. Well, let's go visit Joshua. Get our gear repaired and sell some stuff. He's back in... I think Joshua has resumed his post here in the cave since we completed his little quest a minute ago. There's a cave fungus I apparently missed on my first visit. It's also possible that it's respawned. Nope, no sign of him. Huh. Oh, there he is. Right back out where he belongs. Who knows?
Welcome back.
Boy, that didn't take much. It's a good thing, though. Are there mods that make the inventory easier to manage? There probably are. I haven't actually looked. Trying to remake this game with modern graphics, but ran out of funding. Well, first of all, hi Donna. I don't recall seeing you here before, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hi Strange Wine. Nice to see you too. I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about that. Is it like a Skywind type modernization process? Because that'd be pretty cool. Alright, let's make a new anchor save, because finishing off that little scavenger hunt is actually a pretty big deal. Oh hey. Oh, that was my hunting rifle. Thought I had Rat Slayer out for some reason. If I seem a little sluggish this morning, it's because my boys played last night. I think they should have shut up the doubters with a fairly convincing performance against the league-leading Nashville Predators. But it was a late game and there was alcohol involved, so I'm just a hair sluggish this morning. And I do apologize for that.
Whoa! Here we go!
Not bad. That went pretty well. So this is Ranger Station Osprey.
Why do you carry all those bottle caps anyway? Like the shadow of a ghost.
Let's see what other map markers it gave us. So we're coming up here, or Substation Osprey, excuse me. We're able to see Cueva Karachi, Sorrow's Fort Campground, Caterpillar's Mound, and up through there is the Sorrows Camp, where we actually need to go for our quest. Have I played Fallout 4 yet at all, and will I do a Let's Play of it? Yes and yes. I have played Fallout 4. I do think it's a lot. What? Hold on. What the hell? Okay. I think that if I've delayed a Fallout 4 playthrough, it's because I'm really going to have to tweak my playstyle in order to make survival mode work. I want to play on survival mode, obviously. I always play every game on the hardest difficulty available, but I have to actively unlearn my habit of picking everything up, which is even harder in Fallout 4 because it's the first one where everything you find truly is useful in one way or another. But I do really like Fallout 4. I have played through it before, and I am going to do it on the channel. It's just I'm having some difficulty coming up with two things, really, both the ideal character build and the ideal route through the entire game that allows me to see and accomplish everything like I always try to do. So there's not anything important going on here at this ranger substation. We're just here for completion's sake, making sure we explore everything there is to explore. And we have accomplished that. I carry those bottle caps because they're worth something. You'd think you'd have figured out money by now. You'd think, well, what you'd think is our courier would have spoken up at some point and answered the jackass so he'd quit asking. Alright, so easiest thing to do here is just dip southwest down these cliff ledges. So there's plant life to pick up, and there's no nice clean path, at least to that one. And the other thing about Fallout 4 is I really do hate the Radiant Quest system. It's the only thing I hate about it, but I have a pretty big hate boner for it. It makes me quite unhappy every time I play that game. Have Preston Garvey harass me about another settlement needing my help, or what have you. Hey Silent Pain, nice to see you. I'm glad you're around for another stream too. I've had a couple of complaints that I haven't been as focused on the game lately.
That thing always knows where north is, huh? Even if it can't see the stars?
And I've been a little bit too distracted by the chat, so I'm going to try for a slightly different balance this time and talk more about the game. Although my issue is I was talking to the chat so much in the first place, in large part because there's not a lot to say about the game at this point. We're just basically still just exploring Zion, finding whatever stuff there is to find. But
Never stood a chance, did they?
no, they didn't. Complaints, LMAO. Well, I mean, I get it. It's, you know, the streaming lately, the chat interactivity, it's been a big change. That's always bound to generate some complaints, and I'm sure I'm not perfect at it since I'm so new to it. Farthest thing from it, in fact. trying to get to Cueva Karachi, which... it's actually behind me now. Okay. Let me head that way then. Take one more little dip down the cliff. Hi Phantom Snake, nice to see you, thanks for joining us. What are you meant to talk about during Honest Hearts? Yeah, we were just here. Yeah, they've respawned. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. I think there's a lot of dead air to fill, especially in this expansion. But that being said, I mean, it's just weird I do this for free. Well, yes and no. I mean, I certainly don't ask for money or anything like that, but people's time is valuable, and I'd like to continue to put out a product that they consider is worth their time, whether I charge for it or not. Alright, let's head into Cueva Karachi. It's another survivalist cave. We haven't seen one of those in a while. So, Avi, we need to be ready for traps. So if you look carefully, they're bear traps. And I just tripped a rigged shotgun because I stopped paying attention too soon. I want you to disarm them both. I'd also like to disarm this tripwire. There we go. Oh, he doubled up on the rigged shotguns. And it looks like I can't actually get to them to disarm them. It's a little lame, but whatevs. Here's a hard locked door. Love this game, but never got close to finishing the DLC. I mean, if you have some free time, I'd go back and play it. Some of the DLC is quite good. I personally feel that the one we're in right now, Honest Hearts, is the weakest installment, but I really, really loved Old World Blues and Dead Money. I thought that they were both pretty dramatic tonal and gameplay shifts, but they were both a lot of fun to play, too. Oh, thank goodness. A big book of science. We haven't had a skill book in a long time. Science increased by 4 to 79. Not a complaint, merely an observation. Just that he was more interested in what I had to say about the game. That's true. That's a fair way to put it.
Those, what did you call them? Walkie-talkies? Those are going to be loads better than signal drums and smoke signs.
But in back in my defense, I do find Honest Hearts pretty difficult to talk about when I'm in the in the thick of the meat and potatoes of it, just because it's, well, like someone said, what more is there to say than, oh look, yes, the enemies have respawned again. At least for this sort of beginning and middle exploratory part. When the storyline picks up, there will be a lot more to say. Alright, let's head into his little shelter now. Which ones did you suck at, St. Louis? Old World Blues and Dead Money? Four out of 6 on the Survivalist's cache. Here is another average locked gun case. And let's check out his terminal. Year 2097, January 13th. The coffers are gone, finally. All 34 that still lived. Ate their dead for strength, then struck out southeast. Victory. 10 months of killing. All I feel is cold. They deserved every goddamn bit of it. January 17th. Thought I was dreaming, but the screams were real. For a moment thought they'd tricked me, just pretended to leave Zion, then sent a patrol to track me down. But the screams were a woman's. Edged around corner in passageway to have a look. One vaulter ankle deep in bear trap. Leveled my SMG, but the way she was crying stopped me. How she screamed when she saw me. Been their boogeyman a long time. Named Sylvie, claims she ran away from them. Calls them evil people, children of the devil. Turns out they were sick after all, something they caught in a vault they lived in. She never came down with it yet. So help me, I've wound up being her nurse. January 18th. Her story matches what I learned from my interrogations last year, but according to her, let's just say it was bad to be a woman in that group, so when they left, she slipped away. She knows next to nothing about living outside a vault. Says she wants to learn. Silent Pain, yeah, you're talking about Lonesome Road. I like that one too. Well, to be fair, I like them all. If I had to pick a personal favorite, it'd be Old World Blues, but year 2100. September 9th. Never been so scared in my life. Canada wasn't scary, just sickening, the criminality of it. The end of the world wasn't scary. When I knew you and Alex were dead, I didn't have anything left to be scared about. I just went on for some reason. I wasn't scared fighting the Vaulters. It was like I kept daring them to finish me. When I killed them, I think it was the closest I came to feeling happy in years. Sylvie is pregnant, and I am terrified. Ridiculous old man, a father again at 47 in this world. She's so excited and so trusting. Says it's God's will that we have this child. Like nothing can go wrong. You see, Char, she doesn't know about you and Alex. Never told her. Almost did sometimes, but what you and I had, it seemed wrong to share it. More like an old man not wanting his young wife to know how he failed the one who came before her. Hiking into Tokerville for medical books and supplies. This will be done right. I'm sorry, Char, I hope you can forgive me. You disliked the main bad guy and it had way too many death claws. Yeah, those are both true, and Ulysses was a disappointment for sure after how much build-up he had atmospherically in the main game and whatnot. Year 2101, March 5th. Baby was Breach. Would have been a son, Michael. Did my best to turn him, failed. Must have done cesarean too late. Had to put Sylvie out and she never woke up. Buried them south of the Narrows. Well, this time I was by their side, so much better. I think I can finally do it. Blow my fucking brains out all over this goddamn cave. And we get a few more survivalist notes. And we can continue over this direction. There is a live plasma mine. You do not want to set that off, trust me. And as you can see, we've got spore carriers and spore plants beyond this door, so...
Fighting time!
Should have known that wasn't going to work out. Let's try this.
Fighting time! Gotcha! That then.
Alright. Not bad, team.
So I finally get to explore all those taboo places without the other scouts yelling at me? Can't wait.
Let's loot those bodies. Oh,
like
looks
the shadow
like
of a ghost.
there is still something alive. Yes, another spore carrier, naturally.
Ha!
There, now I think the cave is clear. Yeah, Keck is right. You can't do Lonesome Road without Eddie. Well, isn't it technically like a second Eddie that you get inside the DLC and not the same one that you spent most of the main game with? I admit my memory on the details is a little hazy, but I recall finding a new Eddie inside the DLC. Whether you brought the one from the Mojave or not. Alright, let's give Follows some stuff, so...
Well then, let's get to trading.
We can move around in here. It is kind of funny when you're playing this DLC this early. Oh, more enemies. Punched Follows, of course.
Them with a feather. There
we go. because we haven't actually seen spore carriers in the main game. We have not completed Vault 22 or the There Stands the Grass quest yet. Say morning, Lethal. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Follows fault for getting too close. Well, yeah, I mean, I like to think that everything bad that happens is Follow's fault.
That compass thing always knows where north is, huh? Even if it can't see the stars?
Do you recommend ever using the recharging laser weapons anywhere except in the beginning when you don't have much ammo to spare? Not really, and that's exactly right. They're pretty dramatically weaker than the weapons that do consume ammo.
Let's get to trading.
Oh, he wants a metal helmet. Okay, that's fine. All yours, bro.
Whoa! Here we go!
Another spore plant. And I gotta be more focused. I keep thinking this cave is empty, and it is not. Down here, it's really just a matter of killing the enemies and getting a bunch of cave fungus, which is not a bad trade and not a bad use of our time at all. There's a way out, so this... Do you mean actual, like, in-game weapon degradation condition? Because it should actually be in pretty good shape, because I've been having Joshua repair it for me every time I go to offload. Alright.
Well then, let's get to trading.
Still more exploring to do. Make sure we get all that cave fungus, because that's the good shit. Okay, that's where we came in, which means there's just one little cavern left to explore, and we got bad guys. A runt. Yeah, Keck's right. Joshua was able to keep all your gear in perfect repair. So we're doing just fine. I know I got started a little later than I advertised today, but we'll run for 1 full hour like we always do, so got about 15 minutes left on the stream. Poor plant? Are you kidding me? Look at that fucking thing. I feel no sympathy for anything that looks like that.
Well then, let's get to trading.
Alright. Now we're finally done here in Cueva Karachi. Not that I didn't enjoy myself. In fact, I rather did. It was an interesting little excursion, to say the least. But it's time for another offload. We're all so thrilled, I'm sure. Yeah, well, you know, and to be fair, the sink is probably one of the biggest reasons Old World Blues is my favorite expansion. It's just such a spectacularly good home base. Beats the crap out of everywhere else in the game. Alright, follows. Give me back the good stuff. I'll let you keep the metal helmet since you like it. This is the keeper stuff, so that'll be explosives out of here. All that cave fungus. Need to look at something right quick. Bear with me, sorry. Okay, that's all. Good. Hey, we finally found more 556 ammo. First time in the whole DLC, I think.
Welcome back. What can...
The NPCs in Old World Blues are the best by far. That's absolutely true. Dr. Mobius. If you would, repair my rifle, my spacesuit, and my power fist. And let's trade. Looks like he restocked. That's good. Excellent. The guy who voices the Sync voiced Krauser in RE4. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to more RE4. That game's getting fun. Now that we're in the castle and things are moving along a little more. Not to say I don't love streaming Fallout. I love this game too, after all. Alright. Let's make sure we grab a drink, and let's head back to Cueva Karachi. Okay. Next we're going to hit Sorrow's Fort Campground over this direction. We've kind of circled around it and seen it before, and like the other campsites, there's really not going to be much to it. It's just going to be another little landmark location where nothing of import really happens. Oh, come on. How am I missing these? I'm gonna have to call bogus on this. I'm displeased. Oh. There's one right there. Seriously? Alright, let's do the Power Fist then. Yeah, I forget that they poison you. That's what that was. You can tell the voice actors had a lot of fun with that expansion. Oh, how could you not? I mean, you're playing a toaster. Have fun with that. Tried to get back into RE4, but after playing 6 and the Revelation series, just can't get the hang of it anymore. You know, I never even managed to get all the way through 6. I really, really did not enjoy Resident Evil 6. Now, I have not played the Revelation games, and I've heard they're very good. Perhaps not as good as 7, from what I hear, but I heard Revelation was quite good. Much closer to a good Resident Evil game than we had seen in a while. Alright, we've dealt with the yet again respawned White Legs. And now here is the Sorrow Fork Campground. Revelations is great, both of them. Well, that's good to know. Maybe we'll play through them here. Once we wrap up the DLC in 7 and finish 4. I'm always down for a good Resident Evil game. I was actually thinking I would really like to do the, when I finish the 2 we're currently in the middle of, I was thinking I'd really like to do the HD remaster of the Resident Evil 1 remake. How would you guys feel about that? Bethesda devs think every drug is like this with the weird colors. Are you saying it's not? I wouldn't know. Alright, we're probably going to wrap up the stream after we clear out this little campground. I kind of need to pack it in and get ready for work, so... Revelation series is like the original games with severe ammo limitations, but the run-and-gun style gameplay of 6. Well, that's interesting. How does that work? Do you have to just run away? Oh, fuck me. Goddamn Cazador. This will be the first time we actually fight one of those. Oh, except he's... seems to be trapped in the cliffside, but I can't rely on that. He could clip out anytime. Shit. No more stop and shoot. Oh. Damn it. Come on. Where's that fucking mantis? Let's do that first. There it is. That's more like it.
Those,
Cazador's free. Oh, it's only a young Cazador. Okay, we'll be fine. It's not a real Cazador. A real one would fuck us pretty thoroughly. Well, I don't know about that. I could probably take him at this point, but they get even one shot up. They get even one sting in, your health is fucked. Alright, well, we can... Oh yeah, the scorpions.
got anything bigger I can fight with?
I was gonna say, how can I possibly be hitting follows with these attacks? He's not even on the screen. Whatever. Alright, there's Sarah's Fort campground now. What I want to do is, as always, complete the circle, so to speak. On this back path till we get to things we've seen before, and alright, that's done. Alright, let me clear the actual campground now. All the critters are dead.
assault upon wounds butchered everyone in New Canaan, and nailed their corpses to the cliffs.
Alright, so the next place that we will want to head to is Caterpillar's Mound over there, en route to the Sorrows camp. But, unfortunately, I am going to need to end the stream here. This has been Fallout New Vegas. Thank you, as always, for spending your time with me this morning. This one will get archived, and we will be back at the same time on Thursday for more of this. So, until then, thank you so much for joining me, and have a fantastic Tuesday.